Ooh, Wednesday, September 4th, 2024 marks our 100th episode of the Curt and Jen in the Morning podcast. Congratulations, Curt.
Congratulations, Jen. 100 episodes.
Can you believe that? That went fast.
A milestone. It did seem like it went fast.
100 episodes.
Yes.
I was going to bring those 100 balloons to show off and celebrate, but I did not get there.
Well, imagine they're in the background and not whatever that stuff is. It is Curt and Jen in the Morning Hour podcast. Thanks for being here today. As always, we'd love it if you would love us. We'd love it if you'd love us.
Hopefully you love us already. We just need you to like us, share us, follow us, subscribe. That always helps.
Fun things coming up today on the program. We have a company that will quit your job for you. It's never pleasant to have to go and quit a job, I suppose. They'll do it for you.
The summer songs of 2024, which I'm excited about.
And do you agree with is the question.
One of them you had to play for me, yeah.
Okay. It turns out that Rush Hour now lasts all day.
I believe it. There's some science or some knowledge coming your way about that. Or the fact that you can never get to one destination from another with no traffic, at least in Seattle.
True.
Yeah.
True. How about, the homework assignment from yesterday was a two-parter.
Yeah. So it was, what was your favorite memory from this past summer?
Yes.
And what is your favorite Hostess and or Little Debbie's treat?
Yes. I don't know. I know it was because we had the one ready to go, and then Jen was like, I also want to know about what people like from Hostess and Little Debbie.
That came up earlier in the show, but I can't remember even why.
We were talking about deliciousness.
I don't know either.
Delicious things.
There's some people that got 100% on their assignment. Others who decided to give it a shot.
Do half 50%. The assignment?
They only did half the assignment.
Listen, look at you, teacher. Are you going to get out your ruler and start cracking people in their knuckles? Not. All right. Well, what happened last night when you were, you had a big show to go see?
Well, so this has never, ever happened to me. Mm-hmm. And I've been to a lot of concerts.
Yes.
That's just a perk of being on the radio, right?
Yeah.
Or working in the radio industry is that we've gotten to go to concerts. So I'm going to do this storytelling because this is all important. So it's at the Tacoma Dome. Pink performing last night. She's also performing tonight, by the way. So if you have tickets tonight, let this be known to you. Macy, my youngest daughter, and I left Bothell about 3:30.
Yesterday afternoon, 3:30 on the road.
Yes, on the road to go pick up my oldest daughter, Riley, who was in Bellevue.
Okay.
Got to Riley at 4:30, got on the road. We knew, because I called the box office. You can do this, by the way. Call the box office and they'll give you the rundown of the timeline of the show.
Right.
The script, which I didn't know was opening for Pink. I was so excited because the script is awesome.
Good band.
Goes on at 7:30.
And you left Bellevue at 4:30.
We left Bellevue at 4:30.
That's 3 hours to get from Bellevue to Tacoma, which with no traffic should take 40 minutes.
With no traffic would take, let's just say an hour. We planned on way longer than that. And we needed to stop for a quick dinner. We had dinner in Federal Way took about 40 minutes.
What time did you get?
Pink is going to be on stage at 8:50. Okay. And perform for 2 hours. So we're so excited. And we have been waiting for this show for so long because remember she had to reschedule.
Right.
And we love Pink and we know all our songs and that makes the concert more fun. So we get to dinner. We do the 40-minute dinner thing. We actually have time to grab some ice cream. We get to Tacoma at 7 p.m. Oh, there's plenty of time to get parked and get in there, right?
All right?
You should make the script. It's going to be close to make the script if we have any issues. Curt?
That's me.
So we went down one road where I was like, okay, I haven't been to the Tacoma Dome in a very long time, but this is where I used to park. I have never seen so many crackheads and druggies on one street.
That's where this was going?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, because I'm like, there's no effing way I'm going to park my car and drag my kids up to the Tacoma Dome on this street. It was terrible. Like, my heart broke for these people.
It's a little sketch in that area.
And, you know, you and I have driven the streets of Seattle, which are supposed to be bad. This was like nothing I've ever seen before. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to park in the Tacoma Dome parking lot. I'm going to pay whatever, $60.
Yeah.
Does that seem reasonable?
No, but that's what it is.
Right. Okay. We make a turn. We are on the one road that is I think 2, maybe 3 blocks long that goes directly into the Tacoma Dome parking lot.
Right.
We were on that road for over 45 minutes.
It's 3 blocks.
45 minutes on this road. We get down. It's finally our turn to turn into the parking area.
Oh, no.
Closed.
No more. Oh, wow.
So we asked the police officer, we're like, where are we supposed to park? He's like, I don't know. Go find some street parking because this has been closed for a while. It's full. Every lot around the Tacoma Dome is full.
Wouldn't it have been nice if there was a way to know that prior to waiting for 45 minutes?
They should have put a sign down at the bottom of that street where everyone turned. Like the only place that place goes to is either in the parking lot or you have to turn left to go into residential streets.
Right.
People were parking on the sidewalk.
Wow. Well, she's popular.
We went around the neighborhoods. We're not going to, and Riley has some high anxiety and she's a rule follower. We turned around and went home.
You didn't go to the Pink concert?
We did not go to the Pink
concert. You're kidding me.
I was on the verge of tears on my way home.
I cannot believe you didn't go to the show.
Curt, there was nowhere to park. I am not kidding you. No, I was willing to park illegally at this point because it's almost 9:00 at night.
Oh wow.
It's 8:35, right? And we still got to walk to the show. Pink's gonna go on. I'm like, and Riley's kind of freaking out at this point. And finally, Macy's like, Mom, let's just go home. This isn't worth it.
Wow. But we should point out that you didn't pay for these tickets. Which I know that
you're right.
In my opinion, because I've left shows before too that I was like, if I had paid for the ticket, I might have stayed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This was back from the radio days when Pink was going to come back and before we got canned.
Canned is a good word.
Anyway, that was my story.
I cannot believe that's...
I'm so disappointed. Shame on us for stopping for dinner, I guess, right? And not getting there earlier. But shame on the Tacoma Dome and the city of Tacoma for selling tickets to a show that they cannot accommodate the number of people going. Yeah. That's what pisses me off the most. They don't have the infrastructure and they don't have the parking capacity to accommodate the number of people coming into their city. And that pisses me off. Well, especially for the people that paid.
Right. And it may be one of those situations, and I'm not saying it's right, but when they built the Tacoma Dome, they probably had no idea that there'd ever be a situation where there is, 30,000 people or whatever all trying to go to the same show.
Why? That's the capacity of you should accommodate the capacity of your building.
I think it has to do with how many cars there are now versus how many cars there were then and how many people drive individually, because I know that there is a way to, if you had thought ahead, and this is not a put down, but you can park in that little not the downtown. There's that little district down there south of the Tacoma Dome that you can park at and take a shuttle or something like that, but
maybe I should have done a little more research.
Well, no, but also if it was me, once you get into your head, I'm done. It's like, that's it.
Well, I had a daughter who was totally done. She's just beyond her. Because I was willing to park. Anyway, that was if you have tickets
for tonight,
go really freaking early and
plan on getting there.
Eat in Tacoma, park where you're going to park and walk to your restaurant and then walk or Uber up to the Tacoma Dome. I did it wrong. But I'm also disappointed with where they were putting cops, where there were no cops at the bottom of that hill saying, there's no parking up here. Go somewhere else. Turn around.
And there certainly have been situations. I mean, we've been to Lady Gaga there, although...
I don't know what was different about this show, but my goodness, what a bummer.
It takes a lot for us, myself and Dana, to go to a show there because of what you just described. It is, but it's nightmarish at the Gorge. It's nightmarish at White River.
I've never been to White River for that reason. Right. I can tell you that.
And I am surprised, $60 for a parking spot though. Or in the...
My friend Cher, who was there, she paid $80 to go and parked at LeMay. But by the time we were able to even get into that area, everything was packed. I just couldn't even believe people were just literally leaving their cars on the sidewalk. Seriously. And then walking into the show.
I'm not parking, I'm abandoning it. We're going to go see Pink.
Okay.
How do we transition from that?
We're making it better now. This is okay. Yeah.
One of those things.
Tell us we're changing it. I just wanted to pass that along. I was just one of those stories that was core memory stories. This has never happened. Why did this go wrong? This is crazy. Okay. Now it's all good. Soap. Okay. Tell me about soap.
Well, I'll keep it short. We're
Sorry. Oh, God, we're
a
10
third
minutes
into the
in.
show.
Okay.
Well, you were frustrated, but I don't blame you.
Thanks for letting me vent.
The soap thing is this is a first world problem. I'm going to say that right from the get go.
So was mine.
Yeah, that's true. They both were. No, what, and I just want to see if anybody else does that because my wife, when your soap dispenser, you've got soft soap or whatever.
Yeah.
When it gets low, she'll like add water to it to make it last longer. Does everybody do that?
I don't even think it's to necessarily. Is it to last longer or to get the rest of it out? Because there's still soap in there.
Maybe it's
that can be used.
part of both. This is not some of them you actually combine with water and it makes it foamy, right? But no, this is just a regular old soap, and I think that so you get down to the last quarter inch or whatever. If you're in that. The thing that I don't know and is not explained to me is that from that point on, when you go to hit the soap, it shoots right out like a fire hose.
Did you get an eye full of soap?
It wasn't no, but I got
Mouth?
a crotch full,
a belly full.
Yeah. So it's I just wanted to see because of course I'm like why do we do this? But apparently it's pretty common.
It's common. I think it's more common.
You just need to have a verbal warning or something. Guess what?
I've added water. I've added water. It
you
will
don't have
spray
to go
you.
up and go like you usually do to open up the soap. So that's my morning. Is way worse than your last night.
Yes, way worse. Is it just me, or is there so many bunnies around this place? Like, I left my neighborhood, bunnies scattered. Mm-hmm. Bunnies, like, as in, I don't know, many bunnies. And then I drive into your neighborhood, bunnies scatter.
Well, they're notorious for reproducing, a lot of buns.
That's why you, like, hump like bunnies?
That's the phrase, I guess, yeah. we'll catch them, and this is why we have to silence the little notifications from our
Ring
outside camera at night because, 2, 3, 4 in the morning, bing. It's like, oh, there's a bun. Bing.
Or do you have is that like porn ring camera of bunnies?
Oh, watching them do it? I don't know if they're humping or not. There are two. We call them the mama and the kid because there's a big one and a little one that show up pretty regularly.
There's a lot of little ones out there right now. So the bunnies have birthed.
I'm going to say that it is not just you. There is an overabundance of bunnies in the world right now. Thank you.
I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but there is rumor that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce will announce their split on September 28th, according to a supposed breakup contract that exists.
Yes. Then why? First of all, I agree with you that I think this is, what do you call it?
Bologna slices.
Bologna slices.
It's a bunch of bologna slices. This is according to Britain's Daily Mail tabloid. It's a tabloid.
So according to this tabloid, Travis and Taylor Swift are going to announce their breakup at the end of September. The Daily Mail even leaked pictures of what is likely a fake contract, which details when the breakup will be announced and how it'll be managed. Why would you have a contract for the exact time and date and how you're going to break up?
I don't know. It states that Taylor and Travis are, quote, both committed to their careers and personal growth. They remain friends and wish each other the best. This is a gracious, respectful, and stressed mutual respect.
This is the thing. I think that somebody at the Daily Mail said, let's make up this story so people all around the world, like Curt and Jen, will
read us and talk about it.
So I'm going to put a big X through this. We're done with it.
Okay. Because in the real world, they seem absolutely fine.
Right.
She's drawing up plays. We talked about this yesterday.
Oh, for the
She's
Chiefs.
drawing up plays for the football. Travis's football team, the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm. Don't give it any more time. You just did.
Okay. Done.
All right. Next subject, I guess.
Yeah, this is a good one. Summer songs.
There's
2024
always
summer songs.
What
summer
used to be
songs.
that sometimes there'd be like a standout one summer song. I can think back to the year that it was Uptown Funk. You couldn't get away from it or whatever. And you go back a few years before that, and it was
summertime. Was that ever a thing for summertime?
Well, that's a song about summer that talks about summer. But I was thinking Carly Rae Jepsen.
Call Me Maybe?
Yeah. Just whatever it is, for whatever reason, that becomes the song of the summer. So we have, according to Billboard now, we have a list here of summer songs.
This is the biggest hits between Labor Day or Memorial Day and Labor Day.
And a lot of these, you may not have even heard of, which is kind of surprising when you find out that, it was that big and you haven't heard of it yet.
Well, because for the second year in a row, country's dominated the top 2 spots.
Right. Do you want to go those last or first?
Let's do those last.
Okay, so on this list, our local boy Benson Boone with Beautiful Things. He's
I love
from
that
Monroe,
song.
I think.
He is.
Billie Eilish's Birds of a Feather is on there. Teddy Swims, Lose Control. You may not have heard that. We were talking about before we got canned, like you said earlier from the radio station. We were discussing maybe playing that one.
Oh.
Also, Hosier is on there with Too Sweet.
Okay, Sabrina Carpenter is on
Two
there
songs
twice.
with both Please,
at
Please,
number
Please.
6, yeah, Please, 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 and at number 4, Espresso, which I love that song.
That is a good song.
Sitting at number 5, we missed that $1 Million Baby by Tommy Richmond.
There's
you know
one.
that one?
I have no idea about that. I know the rest of these on here. Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us was number 3.
You had to play Shabuzi for me.
Shabuzi is basically a countrified remake of Jaquan's Tipsy. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. But
How did that go again?
everybody in the club getting tipsy. Everybody.
So his bar song Tipsy is at number 2.
And which that is
And that's a country version.
catchy tune.
Yeah,
he did a nice
I like
job on
it.
that. And number 1, your Post Malone and Morgan Wallen. I had
Mega
some
hit. Seriously.
I do miss being on radio for these songs.
Yeah.
We can't play any of them on the podcast because we don't want to
We'll get
sued.
busted. We'll get busted.
All right, so there you go. There's your summer songs right there.
Curt,
Yep.
time to buy a lottery ticket. The Mega Millions jackpot has jumped to $740 million. No one won the grand prize drawing on Tuesday, September 3rd. There was a drawing. No one won. So the prize has grown over the past few months. And the jackpot for the next drawing is Friday night.
Yeah.
This will be the 7th largest Mega Millions prize in the lottery game's history. So let's buy a ticket.
Aren't there some people now, because it has gotten up to over $1 billion before,
yeah.
so they're like, I don't get into the lottery until it's over $1 billion.
I'm in for this. I mean, it's
You'd be
over.
okay
It's
with your
over 500
$750
million.
mil?
It's over 500 million. It's time.
Okay, so Friday night. Well, okay, we'll each go and buy 10 each.
10 each. Are we splitting if we win?
Yeah, I think we have to.
Okay, since we talked about it.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I mean, usually it's like if I spent $10 and you spent $10 and one of your numbers won, it's like, okay, this is all mine because I used my money. But we unfortunately sort of went into this together. So you're going to have to give me half.
Okay.
Well, you have to give Dana half and I get like $1 or something.
Okay.
You
All
okay
right.
with that?
Yeah.
If
Dana, your
if
wife,
get $1.
gets the money.
Okay.
All right, your homework assignment from yesterday. Just in the spirit of back to school, we figured a little homework assignment, very easy. You didn't have to write an essay or anything, just a few quick words about your favorite summer of 2024 memory. And then your favorite Hostess or Little Debbie's treat. That's in honor of like back to school lunches.
Right. Otherwise, the two aren't related at all.
Now,
That's okay.
I will say that some followed the instructions completely. Others did not, completing only half the assignment, answering one of the 2 questions.
Which is okay because
Here
there
we
are
go.
no requirements for you ever with this show.
No,
But we
no,
appreciate
no.
you participating.
Yes, for
Steve, who's a Starwood 1.5 listener for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Steve said his favorite summer memory in this summer was retiring and moving to Hawaii.
And he loves Hostess cupcakes.
Best.
They're pretty good.
All right. How about Merity? Merity is a friend's mom.
Yeah.
Oh, friends. Okay. Best
This
summer
is
memory.
cool. Her favorite summer memory was going with the Indianapolis Municipal Band in June to Paris and Normandy to participate in D-Day's 80th celebration.
That is stinking huge. I'm sorry.
Right?
That is
awesome.
That so far. I mean, there's only been 2, but that's the winner so far. Nothing against Steve.
Yeah.
But how huge is that?
Yeah.
And you get to perform.
Ina floated the Rattlesnake Lake, which I don't even know where that is. Rattlesnake Lake.
Is it part
by
of the
Rattlesnake
Ridge?
Ridge?
I imagine. Yeah, I didn't know there was a lake. Marilyn said she also retired, like Steve, after 46 years of service. Thank you for your service, Marilyn.
Jimmy got to celebrate his 50th birthday.
With a trip to the World Yo-Yo Contest.
He's a big yo-yo guy. Yeah.
You know,
I do
Jim?
know him,
Okay.
yeah.
You got to go to Cleveland to watch a bunch of yo-yoers.
And he did extra credit because he said, my little Debbie's treat is Nutty Buddy. And he put a Hostess treat, which is the chocolate cupcakes.
You're so thrilled with that question.
I
I
know.
know. Jennifer said paddleboarding, pickleball, and family vacations makes her heart full. And that's what she did
Those are all
for
great
the summer
things.
memories that are so good. And Becky, hanging out on the beach on Lake Roosevelt with family. Her
Yeah, her favorite Hostess treat is a lemon pie and ding dongs.
is the lemon pie.
It's those little pie pockets, the fruit pies. Mine's
They look like they're like coated in sugar, just like.
Oh, that's the best part. The
Okay.
crust.
I didn't
is
know
the
they still make
very
those
best
things.
part. I get rid of the filling and I just eat the crust part.
What is wrong with you? So you have the filling. I would just have the filling, okay?
Really? You don't like the crust?
Well, no, I like it
The
all.
sugary, yummy crust?
But you can't waste filling. How about Melissa?
Seeing family, Hostess, for the love of all things, please. I did not know about this. She's saying, for the love of all things, please bring back the Chocodile,
And then there's a picture of Chocodiles.
which looks like a chocolate covered Twinkie.
It does.
I didn't
Which
know those
is-
were a thing.
If that is the
Melissa?
case, if it's a chocolate-covered Twinkie, then we approve.
We could
Choco Dials.
just melt some chocolate chips and dip our Twinkies in that.
What does she say? Bring back Choco Dials. It's right here. Is it just not
No,
available?
I think she got
An old picture?
pulled an old picture. And I'm
Okay.
glad she did because I would have not known what that is.
Amanda, she went to Chicago to see her favorite artist, Matt Nathanson. And I guess she got to sing along with him as well, which is pretty huge for your favorite
solo
artist.
acoustic show. Wow. And then raspberry zingers from Hostess are her favorite treat.
Wait a minute. Are those from Hostess or are those from like a Sarah
I don't
Lee
know.
or
I
something?
wonder if raspberry zingers, I feel like I need to look that up because I
Zingers
figured
in
those
general.
were tiger tails.
Okay. You look at that, and I'm going
Okay.
to say Randy All's favorite summer memory was reuniting with our friends at Lovecraft Firenze in Florence, Italy. They did a nice little Italy trip there.
I've been there on Randy's recommendation,
And
it was phenomenal. The people that own it are awesome. Oh, yeah, the zingers.
Is that Hostess?
Yeah, it's Hostess, all right.
Okay.
I'm just gonna you see that.
Can you see that if you're
those
watching?
watching.
Oh, wow.
So they're not. I don't know that I'm mistaken on what the tiger tails are.
Okay. Are we going to...
No, keep going. Just keep going.
That's it.
Okay.
Unless we're
What's
going to go to
next?
the new subject.
Go to the new subject.
Thank you for participating. If you want to join in with your favorite summer memory and also for Jen, your favorite snacky treat, which would be of the Hostess and or Little Debbie variety, or there's some, maybe it's a generic one.
Oh, tiger tails are old. They don't have those anymore. I'm showing them, and they're like a Twinkie with like a raspberry.
But who makes them?
Hostess did.
Wow.
Yeah, look, Hostess.
I've got
Tiger
some
tails.
learning to do about...
You don't know. I'll help.
know all-
you.
I don't know
I know
all.
all those treats. Look at my butt. It tells the story.
Stop it. Stop it. How about the company that will quit your job for you?
I want to know if this is the same company that breaks up. Remember we did that story back in the day, the company that breaks up for you, breaks up with your partner
And it was,
for you.
and I think they had like famous people doing it. Like there was a story of it wasn't John Stamos. It was somebody. No, it was Mark McGrath from Sugar Ray.
He would call and break up with you, break up for you. It's terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. It might have been just one instance, but he's like, "Hey, Steve doesn't want to be with you anymore. Sorry."
This is ridiculous to me because we can do hard things, but go ahead, tell the story, Curt.
There are people who have stayed at a job longer maybe than they wanted to. Maybe they're still there because they didn't want to tell their company they wanted out. So this is for those people, evidently.
There are several
company.
emerging companies that will quit your job for you. They call your employer, tell them you're leaving, and they even handle and negotiate the details like your last day, how to return company-owned uniforms and equipment, and probably even any kind of like
Severance?
vacation or severance.
That's
I
not
guess,
so bad.
payout.
But I would only trust that to like somebody that had a lot of legal knowledge. I'm not going to hire, Billy Bob's break up your job service to go in and handle my negotiations with my former boss. Yeah, Jen said she's okay with 4 days of severance and just pay her for one vacation day and she's done.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So if you need that service, it's out there for you. It's about $200 to $300.
The two most prominent companies offering the service I just will mention are in Japan, and it's because culturally, this is a cultural thing. Japanese people can be less confrontational, especially when they respect their boss or business. So they feel like they don't want to let people down by leaving.
Yeah.
So they hire this company to do it for them, and they pay around $200 to $300.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Let's skip over that
Beetlejuice facts? Why?
because we're way into the show and we got to cut something.
Okay.
All right, we'll do the see, now you said it, so I can't get rid of it. See, the idea is when we're scrolling through this, if we're running long on time, we just say, okay, we're going to pass this one up. But
This is a quick little something.
Okay,
It's in
Beetlejuice.
theaters tomorrow.
and this is Beetlejuice, the new one, which
Yeah.
has a lot of the old cast involved, which is pretty cool. And it's been 30, 40 years.
It has a lot of the old cast, but not the two main, Gina
the
Davis
Maitlands.
and
Yeah.
Michael.
They're not in it.
Is it Michael Keaton?
No,
it's Michael Keaton was Beetlejuice.
That was Alex Baldwin.
Oh, that's right.
Was that one. So they're not in it, but a lot of the other people are, and we just have some fun Beetlejuice facts. It actually is supposed to open, it opens on Friday, but their show's tomorrow night.
Like
Maybe
starting
tonight
at
as
midnight
well.
or something? Or what?
No, it wasn't even midnight. They had a bunch of showings, so it is.
Well, you can check your local listing
Check your local listing, which for the record is all of our local listings, probably.
on the internet.
Beetlejuice facts. Angelica Houston was originally cast to play Delia Dietz, but she had to back out because of an illness, and Catherine O'Hara took over the role. And it's one of those things where you can't see anybody else doing that role, but Catherine O'Hara. That comes up sometimes, like, well, before so and so was James Bond, they talked to Carrot Top or whatever. They probably didn't talk to Carrot Top for James Bond, but once somebody owns that, you're like, okay, I can't see anybody else doing that one. Apparently, according to Tim Burton, he jokingly said it was almost called, the movie, instead of called Beetlejuice, it was almost called Scared Sheetless.
I like Beetlejuice
because
better.
they didn't like it. Warner executives didn't like the name Beetlejuice.
And now it's become like this cult thing.
Scared Sheetless, all right? The actual Beetlejuice character, Michael Keaton's character of Beetlejuice, is only in the movie for 17 minutes out of 92 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't have a whole lot of time actually on screen.
Huh.
So...
Keep going. Tell us all of the things.
Okay, there was going to be a 1990 sequel. I'm glad this didn't happen. In development, there was a sequel that's going to be called Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian. That seems like
cheesy. It's jumping the shark. Is that
yes,
what they call
that's
that?
What they call that. But Tim Burton said he was too busy doing Batman Returns, so thankfully Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian did not go anywhere. I can't think that would be anything but terrible.
Yes, I agree.
Finally, Lydia Dietz in the original movie, and actually in Beetlejuice is played by Winona Ryder. But here's another one where you're like, okay, she owned that role. But other people that were considered for the Lydia Dietz role, back in the original Beetlejuice, was Sarah Jessica Parker.
Huh.
Jennifer Connelly. She might have made a good Lydia.
I was going to say that. I was reading your list ahead of you, and I'm like, that one could have been
Jennifer Connelly
good.
would have been good. Molly Ringwald.
No.
Brooke Shields.
No way.
And Diane Lane.
Diane Lane?
She would have been...
Is she older than us?
Well, she's yeah. And
I only say that because Lydia Dietz was a kid. Like a very,
So
okay.
Now you're knowledgeable going into Beetlejuice. Here's some of the things that you now know that you can go ahead and forget right now.
And you've heard that you said that the movie is not getting good reviews.
The first review I read was, what you'd expect from a, rehashing of a 40-year-old movie that, I hope we're going to go see it. We're going to absolutely
People will go see it for sure.
But I hope it's not one of those things where you're like, you know what, they should have left it alone.
Well, rounding back up to the top of where we started with my big story about traffic and whatnot.
Oh, yes.
A study found that rush hour is an all-day thing now.
Rush hour, particularly in large metropolitan areas like we're in the Seattle area, used to be, okay, as long as I get on the road by, say, 6:30 in the morning or 6 in the morning, I'm okay. I can avoid it because rush hour went from like 6:30 to 9.
Yeah, or if it's after 9 a.m., it'll be an easy breezy to get into the city.
On the way home, as long as you got on the road by, say, 3:30, 4.
That is not true anymore.
Right.
I mean, while we haven't been commuting for the last handful of months, we know from experience that
it's
like
always.
Even when you tried to leave at 1:30 to beat the traffic, you were not beating traffic anymore.
Right. So they're saying, and this is not Seattle specific, this is just a study that found the midday rush hour is worse than ever. There are almost as many cars on the road at noon as there are on the road at 9 and at 5. I guess this has been the general trend since COVID hit and people had their flexible, hybrid schedules.
Yeah.
So that's that made the rush hour not just be, the morning and the evening. It's like, okay, so now we're going to have pretty much like rush hour the whole time.
I don't like it. There's cars on the road all the time, and it's just hard to get places.
Well, there was a traffic analyst. I didn't know that was a job. That makes sense. Behind the report, she said, or he, less of a morning commute, less of an evening commute, and much more afternoon activity now. The new normal.
Okay.
You don't like it?
I just feel like there is traffic all the time.
There is traffic all the time.
Traffic all the time.
That.
We got traffic all the time.
Traffic all the time. Traffic all the time.
Thanks, Curt.
Thanks, Eddie Murphy.
I have something.
We have something. Okay,
More
what's that?
homework. This is an easy one. I just want to know if you have a nickname, like a kind of a funny nickname.
Yeah.
People have given you. What is it, and why did you earn that nickname? Do you have a nickname?
Let me think on that because I'm trying to think of. I mean, you have nicknames that your brothers and sisters call you that you got for.
I'd have none. I don't have any nickname. I mean, my name's Jennifer, and I go by Jen. My aunt used to call me Jenner, but there's nothing. There's nothing exciting or unique or fun about that.
And you can't combine your first letter and you can't be J. Pierre.
No, but people that have those crazy nicknames, like
I don't think that I do.
Hey Crack, because they always have their crack in their butt showing, like plumber's butt.
That's
plumber's
true.
Pants.
And you know what? We do have a group of friends that are in the Air Force. those pilots, and they all we even see like in Maverick, here's Maverick and here's this guy and
Goose.
yeah, but they had names like that we call that one Hobo because he got drunk and fell asleep on a park bench one time.
Yeah. So what's your nickname?
Mm-hmm.
Don't be embarrassed. It's okay to share. This is a safe place.
Or be embarrassed.
It's a safe place.
All right.
What's your nickname and how did you earn it?
I look forward to hearing this.
Me too.
Please, yeah. When you get a chance, you can either write here. I'm going to go down below. That doesn't look good if you're watching. But you can leave your comments here.
Yes.
Or elsewhere.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for making our 100th episode possible. We really appreciate and are grateful for our community that we have.
That's a great word for a community.
That we've developed here. We love that you're here.
Being a part of that community, we really do appreciate it.
Yeah. Have an awesome day. Make good choices. Find joy and spread kindness.